Always, I want to thank you guys for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, this don't work. So, breaking news that just happened a few minutes ago. Mike Nolan has been let go by the Dallas Cowboys. He's been fired. He's been kicked to the curb. He is out of here. The Dallas Cowboys will move on. And literally, I'm getting getting my getting the man cave here fired up. Hey, we are live. You are live and in living color because here's the thing. By the time I shoot the video and then I'll go ahead and upload it, then it gets rendered, and then YouTube goes through and does their checks to make sure it's safe. That's 20 minutes from now, and I needed to get this out right now. So let me pull up the chat so I can see where we are with this. So breaking news: get Nolan out of here. He's gone. Now the question we got. Okay, wait. Where is this crazy light coming from? Like this blue light. Look like I got a giant blue pimple on my face or something. Now the question is, what direction will the Dallas Cowboys go? And we're going to have a lot to talk about tonight. I'm going to have John Gardner, a.k.a. DMV Dallas Cowboys, here tonight because this is big news. The fact that we are moving right along for Mike Nolan. Apparently, the Dallas Cowboys, we heard Mike McCarthy earlier today. There we go. Got the chat up in here. See, look at this. I'm working on getting this place together. Mike McCarthy said earlier today that what I've always done is we have the exit interviews with the players, and then we end up having our exit interviews with the coaches, and we make our decisions. That was this morning, which was really not saying anything. It really wasn't saying anything of whether he was going to stay or was going to go. He didn't really let on, but it didn't seem like he was committing one way or the other to him. So that, of course, just led to about 6-7 hours later. Much love to Memphis, too. Memphis, happy. Hey, shout out to you, Memphis. It's about time. See, this is the thing that I touched on this morning that I don't seem to understand with the Dallas Cowboys is we always take our damn time, It's like we sitting out in the shade drinking some lemonade and, should we get a new coach? Should we sign a player? It's like, look, if you're going to do this shit, do it. You knew that when the season was I'm sorry. You said weeks ago Mike Nolan wasn't going to return. You said this weeks ago. Why are we waiting another week in already before we do it? You're from Memphis? Memphis, Tennessee. Shout out to Memphis. Xavier Woods from Newsday needs to go too. From New Day. Okay. Mark, did I get your email? I'm not sure if I did or not. When did you send an email? There is a God. So, Mark, you think who? I have no idea. Mike Nolan was let go by the Dallas Cowboys today. Today he was let go. So let me do something here real quick. Let me move something up here on the screen so I can check this stuff out. Just bear with me, people. Just bear with me here. You are in Joe Boo's command center here. And when the news broke, I was chilling with the wife because she had finished working early. And we were talking, and all of a sudden the news, bam. And so when news breaks, right where I am. I'm right here. So let's go through. Let's check the waiver wires. This is what I would normally do instead of doing it live. Let's see if we're ahead of the game. See what Twitter's got. Mike Nolan. This will be it's going to be interesting to see. It hasn't really hit on here yet. Breaking news: the Dallas Cowboys have fired defensive coordinator Mike Nolan. Mike Nolan, no longer the defensive coordinator of the Dallas Cowboys, is gone. Breaking news: the Dallas Cowboys, after a historically bad season, the Cowboys weren't coy and on Friday made the move many expected and the lackluster performance by their defense, which featured Dallas Cowboys parts ways with Mike Nolan. Dallas Cowboys have officially fired Mike Nolan. Head coach Mike McCarthy is Well, I was him talking about earlier. So it's literally just hitting in the last 15 minutes. Lovie Smith. Interesting. Is there a good defensive coordinator out there, or do we just have to wait? Um, Here's the thing: that you don't know who's good until they actually got here. I'll be honest with you. After I talk, I've been blessed that I know a few football players. Demario Davis, one of them. And Demario, I looked at Demario Davis, who was a great player when he was with the Jets. He went to New Orleans and has been playing lights out. I wish we had Jalen Smith that could play like Demario Davis. Demario Davis plays downhill, and by that I mean he's always coming at you. And when you play downhill, everything is getting pushed back, like you're going downhill. Jalen Smith seems like he's playing uphill because whenever he's tackling somebody, he's rolling down the hill. And I looked at how aggressive the defense ended up being in New Orleans, where Mike Nolan was the linebacker coach, talking to Demario. I said, Demario, tell me about Mike Nolan. He's like, listen, Mike Nolan helped take my play to another level where they taught us a lot of stuff about going forward and being aggressive and things, as a comparison to when he was with the Jets. And so he's like, you got a good coach. Now, maybe the thing about this is not everybody works for everybody. You may be with a woman and you guys don't get it's like water and oil. It just doesn't mix. But she gets with the right guy, and all of a sudden it's just like it's magic. And that could be some of the stuff that's been instilled with some of the guys that we have. We were changing the type of defense. We were trying to do a hybrid. And if guys don't buy in, wow, these comments are just flying through here. If the people don't buy into what you're doing, it's not going to work. So that's where you look at this and say, was it just Mike Nolan? It was not a good coach, or is it Mike Nolan wasn't a good coach for the guys that we had? Who timed me out? I got my Dallas short list, my shot glass racket. I'm interested story to tell you. Okay, well, I tell you what. Email me or on that. On the interesting story. I'm sorry, I'm having a hard time reading these because they're literally falling through. Law Nation fan, Pat Fitzgerald. This is our playoffs. Nolan being gone. Crystal May, Pat Fitzgerald. What's up, Crystal May? I'm sorry, I can't do my late. I'll have to go. It's late, it's night, and I'm feeling right because this is on my cell phone. I didn't have time to go ahead and fire up everything and go ahead and pop it in there. So when there's news that's breaking, you got to have that shit right now. And Mike Nolan is gone from the Dallas Cowboys if you're just tuning in. Sean Lee can get a shot, man. Sean Lee, I'm not ready for him to be defensive coordinator just yet. No experience. I would accept him as a linebackers coach. So now the question is going to be is, with Mike Nolan out, who probably put together most of the team, of the coaching staff, are all of them going to be fired? Matt is gone to the Colts. He ain't coming back. Matt Everfuss is gone. He ain't coming back. He's already defensive coordinator with the Colts in the playoffs. Why do you want to leave a playoff situation and come to Dallas to deal with this shit sandwich? He's not coming back. How would you feel about Wade Phillips? I think there's too much under the bridge with Wade, and Wade's getting old. Wade's getting a little bit old up. I mean, come on. Dan Quinn, you mad ugly. Well, thank you very much. Can I be happy ugly? Howard Floyd with oh my God. Howard Floyd. What? Howard, you should see your fish out there, man. It's sad this time of year with the fish because they don't eat. They swim real slow and they're at the bottom. I hate the wintertime. But thank you very much for that super chat, Howard. I'm going to put you in for one of our drawings here. Marvin Lewis. Marvin Lewis is probably going to be a head coach. I don't think Marvin Lewis is going to want to be the defensive coordinator for the Dallas Cowboys. Juan Cruz. Did he get fired? Yes, or at least they mutually. Okay, I don't know if they said you're fired or we're going to mutually agree that you're gone. Either way, he's out of here. He's out. He's out. Howard Floyd. Okay, it should have. I agree with you. Draft time. It shouldn't have taken that long. How about? Oh, I don't want Jim Schwartz. I don't want no Eagle stank. I'm sorry. They stank. Chris Richard needs to come back. I don't think Chris Richard's laughing and like shit. If you kept me in there before, I wouldn't have had no. Now you're gonna be starting from rock bottom. No. Chris Richard sucks. Gridiron Yuki. What's up, Gridiron Yuki? It's been a long time. Where you been, Gridiron? Chris Richard. Good. I'm glad his ass is gone. I disagree. Myself as defensive coordinators, Cowboys. Oh, I see we got the trolls up in here. Tank for oh my God, Stephen Griffin, Watson or Dak. Who's more athletic? They're really a lot like the same quarterback. I'll be honest with you. I mean, their numbers are very, very similar. I'll stick with Dak since he's already on my team and I don't have to give him any draft compensation for him. Mark for defensive coordinator. I bought my son the exact gaming chair. Well, actually, this is my son's gaming chair here, who ended up broadcast media with the good. Thank you, Jet D. And Pat Fitzgerald from Northwestern. Watson and Dak have even the same number. They do. I mean, it's this is what's so funny to me. I'm sorry. I'm sitting here thinking about Tad Prescott, who's trying to fight with the trolls and stuff out here. And it reminds me when I had E2. E2 and I got into a not the streaming one, but we got into it about some trolls. Trolls are vicious, but they're like sharks. They literally, when they smell blood, man, they all come flying. And if you let trolls get underneath your skin, if they know they can reach you, that makes their life. Because, here it is. You're here on YouTube and all that stuff. Not that I'm that big or anything. But when you're really big, somebody that's like Tad Prescott, if I can say some stuff and he responds to it, oh, my God, I'm a celebrity. I am God. Look, I pissed him off. And it's sad. It's sad. So there was a reason why I brought that up, but I can't remember why. But it's crazy. It's crazy. Cowboy fans. Here it is. I'm sitting here looking at some of the comments about, let's go get Deshaun Watson, man. That guy's clutch, man. We put Deshaun Watson in here on this team, man. We win tons of Super Bowls. And I'm kind of like, y'all were pissed off when we went 8-8 last year, and you blamed Dak Prescott for us going 8-8, even though our defense didn't do that great. That with all the problems we had, you looked at it and said it's Dak Prescott. And here it is, Deshaun Watson last year, Allen S. Here it is, Deshaun Watson with the Texans goes 4-12, and that's okay. The what? That's the same stuff that you guys. Oh man, Andy Dalton, man, he with the weapon he got. Dak Prescott got. Man, you put Andy Dalton on this team, man. We're gonna do some damage. How'd that work out? Team sports shouldn't be all. And that's the thing, Richard. Richard, you're a smart man. You're a smart man. Mark Holmes, defensive coordinator. That's okay. I am Mark Holmes reporting to you live. This is JBSR at its best. Well, it's broke-ass media because you can see, look, we don't have money for hairstylists or makeup, okay? And the set needs to be dust and all that, so, it's broke-ass media. So we can at least say, okay, the Cowboys tried something different. They brought in Mike McCarthy and said, Mike McCarthy, you put together a training staff. You bring in the people that you want. And we're going to turn it over to him. Well, he just kind of hired some different people that were friends. So I think what you're going to see is the Dallas Cowboys are going to take back some of that power, and they're going to be kind of part of this hiring somebody. And I think they need to, they really, really need to hire somebody who's really got their shit together. They need to kind of, you need to soothe the masses, so to speak, and you need to get somebody who's going to be able to get the most out of the players that we have. Nolan is Dak Prescott is just as good as my Buffalo Bills quarterback. Sign Dak, and you will win a Super Bowl. Law Nation fan, you better. Who's better, you or Michael Anthony Fitness? I will say that he's a chip off the old block. How about that? Oh, we crazy Corvette. Well, of course we. How often do I miss? Okay, I miss Christmas night. I'm sorry, I didn't realize that was a Friday night. But yes, we'll be live streaming. Not only live streaming, we're actually going to have a little bit more for you tonight. We're going to have my man DMV Dallas Cowboys, North Carolina's biggest fan. We're going to have my man DMV in the house because we're going to be talking about some of the prospects. He's going to be doing a prospect of the week. Hire Leon Lett. Leon Lett is actually one of the few coaches that actually returned from last year's team. And it'll be interesting to see who else goes with Mike Nolan. Are we going to go ahead and just clean house on the defense with the exception of Leon Lett? Leon Lett's not going anywhere. We know he ain't going nowhere. Not the big cat. Dak over Watson any day. What's up, Gridiron Yuki? Derek Young, how you doing? Chris Richard, Jim Tomsula fired Cowboys defensive line coach. Jim Tomsula. Okay, so let the bloodletting begin. Okay. Ooh, okay, so are we having mass firings right now? Let me go to the Twitter here. Somebody just posted Jim Tomsula. Yep, 6 minutes ago, Jim Tomsula has now been fired as well. So the Cowboys, okay, they may be late to the party, but they ain't wasting no time now. Anthony Lynn is offensive. Can you go over what might be the first 11 picks of the draft? We'll be Carlos, don't worry, we're going to be dealing with the draft most expediently. Okay, we will be dealing with the draft. In fact, what we're going to be doing is we're going to start doing a player profile of the week. Right now, we're still in the midst of figuring out what kind of team we're going to be looking at. We got to figure out, are we a 3-4 or 4-3, or are we a hybrid? What kind of defense are going to be before you can really figure out what kind of players you're going to get. You got to get the players. Dan Quinn, hybrid defense was just wrong. I think, I'm not saying that it was wrong to have a hybrid defense, but the thing, because you need to be able to match up with certain things and be able to evolve. You have your base defense and you have special packages, but to try and say, oh, we're going to be 3-4-4-3 hybrid, it's just too much stuff for people to try and learn in a shortened off season. Don't bring back Alden unless cheap. Crawford, well, Crawford's contract is up, so they would have to re-sign him. Unless they're re-signing for ham sandwich, I don't think they're going to bring him back. 4-3 is meant for Dallas. Be a 3-4. Hello, Joanne Gonzalez. Oh, yes, it's ladies' evening, and I'm feeling right. Mark, please answer this. Would you take Robert Say or Mike McCarthy? I think I'll stick with Mike for now. I understand. A head coach is only as good as the people under him. It really, I mean, you need people. And I think part of the problem in our defense, when I watch players, some of the fundamentals just aren't there. The pursuit angles and tackling, the tackling themselves, the coverability, the safety not being able to keep his eyes in the backfield, safety literally running and losing players behind it. That's the kind of shit that should never happen. And so I think you need coaches that can teach. Mark, do you want to make videos when you're in the middle of your day job? Why do I, Law Nation fan? Why do I make? What do you mean? Why do? It's news that breaks, and also too, some people like seeing some of the stuff that I do when I'm working in my workshop and building the racks and things. Is that a problem that I do videos at my day job? Can we have a Mark Holmes Philly 500 cop pizzle stream? The fans want it. Well, you're the first fan I've heard that says that wants that. Bring back Jason Garrett. Wait, hold on, hold on. I'm not sure. Wait. Stop for a second. Everybody's condemning. Everybody's condemning Mike McCarthy, but I want you to think about this. With our offensive tackles, with Tyron Smith and Lyle Collins gone, our offensive tackles rated out for the season at 57%. The only team that ranked worse in offensive tackle performance was the Giants. And for some reason, people think, oh, well, it doesn't matter if your offensive line is not opening holes. Zeke Elliott should still have 1,500 yards. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't. In the same sense, people think, oh, well, if we had Tom Brady here, we would have won the Super Bowl this year. Not with the defense that's given up 473 yards. Miami Dolphins, the reason why they're in the playoffs is their defense actually is really good. The reason Washington is in the playoffs is because their defense got them there. It wasn't their offense. It wasn't really Alex. Now, Alex Smith is 4-1 or 5-1. They've won more games than Alex because he's at least a competent quarterback as opposed to Haskins and Kyle Allen and things. But you still have to have other parts. And people just get stuck with this whole thing that if a team wins and loses, it's only the quarterback. And that's just not it. You got to have a coach that understands that, hey, that might not be the right call. I need to challenge it. Might make a difference if it does. You need to be able to know the down and distance and clock management. That's not on the quarterback. That's on the plays coming in from the sidelines. Hire Greg Williams and Marvin Lewis. Marvin Lewis would be a great, but is looking for a head coach. I don't know that Marvin Lewis would want to be, and I'm not sure, but I think he'd rather be a head coach. Possible we bring in a college coach. I don't think we'll bring in a college coach. I think that the Cowboys will probably try and make a splash. Okay, Law Nation fan, you've asked the same question because there's news that breaks, and when it breaks, I don't care what I'm doing. I'm going to let you know, just like right now. I was actually upstairs chilling on the couch talking to my wife, and this news came across, and I did it because I want the fans to find out. Is that a problem with you? You don't like it, then don't watch, because others like it. Hire Sean Lee. I wouldn't mind seeing Sean Lee as a linebacker coach. Do I think Gerald McCoy will be healthy next year? He's had plenty of time to go ahead and recover. So with modern medicine these days, yeah, he probably can be. Of course, he's going to be a year older. Boot Law Nation fan, they're spamming. Stop asking for Del Rio. Well, Del Rio's in the playoffs with Washington. He's not coming back here. George Edwards has the job. You think we're losing McCarthy since Nolan? No, McCarthy's not going. But they probably made Mike McCarthy be the one to go ahead and cut him. Hold up. Let me check the waiver wire. I'm sorry, the Law Nation does the same thing. Law Nation does the same thing. It's about getting content out. Thank you. That's just one of those internet trolls. Somebody looking for attention. Mike Fisher, Nolan will not be the only permanent Cowboys defensive staffer fired today. They aren't good teachers. Isn't that what I just said? That they're not good teachers, says one powerful voice inside the Star. And see, that's more than anything else. That's what, it kills me. Every time I see Everfluss he's in with the Colts. He's defensive coordinator. He's not leaving the Colts to come back for a lateral move. You don't leave a lateral move. I mean, you don't make a lateral move. If you're leaving the Colts, you're leaving the Colts to become a head coach. They've already fought. Yeah, Jim Tomsula has already gone. Jim Tomsula and Mike Nolan, and probably will be more. So, and it may be the Friday Night Massacre. Um, let's see. That's all we've seen so far is Mike Nolan. Yeah, right now it's just Mike Nolan and Jim Tomsula. Any chance to make pork shoulders this weekend? Um, Probably not, because the thing about doing the pork shoulders is, I usually do like three or four of them, and with COVID, it's just like what am I gonna do with all this pulled pork? I might do some smoked cheese though, because I got some pepper, some ghost pepper. Ooh, cheese, that's some good stuff. They have known beforehand that Nolan was trash. Carlos Fisher, thank you very much for the super chat. Okay. Mark, you going back on keto? Actually, David, I am going to go back on keto because it's the off season. The off season where champions are built. And what always happens to me is during the season, I'm sorry, it's just hard. When I'm making chicken wings and doing pulled pork and bang bang, so it's hard. It's just hard. But then after the football season's over, then I can start doing yard work and getting outside and start losing weight, getting in shape, so I can lose it come football season. So yeah, I'll be getting back on keto. They got a young assistant from a great defense. They'll go get a young assistant from a great defense. Okay. Do you think Dolphins quarterback take a job? Wait a minute. He had two last places defense in Atlanta. Booty rocking everywhere. Okay. Mike Zimmer as defense. Mike Zimmer is not going to leave a head coaching job to come. I just can't. I just can't. Yes, Mike Tomsula, defensive line coach, has been let go. 2 cents. Actually, it's kind of cool. It's called a coal smoke. What you do is you have the smoker down real low, so you just get smoke. See, I just end up putting the oak charcoal in there, the oak charcoal and the wood on the bottom. And then what you do is you end up putting a tray full of ice up underneath the grate, and then you put the cheese above it. So what happens is the smoke bellows around, but it stays cool, and you keep adding ice. So you smoke it for about 2 hours. Oh man, Jack Del Rio's gonna get locked up. Jack Del Rio might get a head coaching job offer, Brian. Let's be honest. When a team is successful and people look at them and say, "Wow, look what that guy did with the defense," they look at that and say, "Hey, let's make him our head coach." Mark, we'll make some Dallas Cowboys fans that Jerry Jones wants Watson contract. He's not giving that right. Thank you. That's another one that I haven't touched on right there. But I'm sitting here saying, Cowboy fans, you do know he was 4-12 last year, right? I mean, this is just like people are saying, "Oh, let's get Andy Dalton because Andy Dalton, Andy Dalton doing great things." But since, they had the number one pick, right? But we thought that guy. Oh, Emily Ann. Shout out to Emily Ann because Emily Ann always hooks a brother up with news on the Dallas Cowboys. She's always sending me stuff. She sent me some stuff about Tad going off on Twitter. Dan Quinn was used to a 4-3, and he was a defensive coordinator for Seattle. People's Aguilar, but that food looks good every time you barbecue. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. What I really could do is um, people always ask me, "Can you send me some chicken wings?" It's like I can't send you chicken wings. That ain't good. But barbecue, you could do pulled pork, and what you could do is you freeze it solid, and you could overnight it with dry ice in it. I could do that. Anthony Lynn is an offensive coach. $5 holler. Oh, damn. Lord Nova. Damn, Lord Nova. So everybody that's in here, I appreciate you all being in here. Make sure you tune in tonight at 9 o'clock Eastern because we're going to be getting off in here. We'll be talking about all this stuff tonight. We got less than 4 hours. We'll see who else is going to get fired. Mark, you can vacuum send it too. Well, yeah, I can. Yeah, I can vacuum seal it, but it needs to stay cold. Do you think Mike McCarthy should pick it? Okay. I think here's the thing. I don't think Mike McCarthy is going to be picking the coordinator. I think Jerry Jones is going to be the one picking him. Mark getting paid. Mark, the reason why I asked you the question is because I don't watch you to get fired. Oh, okay. Well, all right. Well, don't get fired. Don't get fired. But I mean, I can't control and say Dallas Cowboys. You can't break news until after 5 o'clock when people are when Law Nation fan is off. It happens when it happens. So you can always catch up. If you want, I'll start doing a podcast formula. Oh man, blue cheese dressing, and not just any. Listen, I got my own blue cheese recipe, man. Who else do I think is gone? I think they're going to clean house on the defense. I think the all the way around because, like I said, man, to me, I saw too many people that were just looked like they'd never played football before. Pursuit angles, tackling, desire. I mean, I just look at this. I've looked at it, having been a former nose guard, having looking at how guys are standing up, straight up. They're playing. Okay, what we used to call them was, excuse me, ladies, excuse me, Ohio Cowboy fan. What's up? Um, Cowboys fan Lynch. That's a long one. Where's Michael Anthony when I need him? Damn it, Michael, you should be here taking these things up. Um, Ladies, forgive me. Forgive me when I say this because this is what they called it. Okay. When you are, for example, football, too many times I see our defenders up here and our offensive linemen too. And what our coaches used to call them is stop playing titty games because basically you're chest to chest. The problem with doing that is you can't move if you're up here. And I've seen our offensive tackles, they're up here stand up straight, and they're not able to block anybody. They can't move. You easily get pushed out of the way. You have to be the low man and in there and driving, grabbing hold of that body and throwing them out the way. The same thing when you tackle, okay? Pretend this wall right here is a defender, and I'm not going to go through this thing full speed, but what you're doing is when that guy is coming to you, let me turn this a little bit. Let me just give you an example. Too many times, what we get is we get guys flying at people, and they're just trying to throw a shoulder on them, and the guy bounces off and goes to the house. What we were taught was you want to get your head across the body. You want to get your arms out here so that way you can get into it, right? You've locked him in here. He ain't going nowhere. You got the torso. You don't have to worry about grabbing the jersey that's too tight. You literally drive through them. You wrap them up and you keep pushing and you knock the snot out of them. It's basic football. But I don't see anybody able to do that. And that should be Jalen Smith should be doing that and knocking brothers out. Jerry Jones should pick up the phone and get you as the Cowboys defensive coordinator. I don't think that's going to happen. I really don't. I appreciate that, but I don't see that happening. Jerry Jones, Jerry Jones has seen me a few times, and he's never offered me a job, so I don't think he's going to pick up the phone to offer one. But I appreciate that. Do I think the Dolphins take a quarterback? That's a good question because right now they're playing with house money with that extra pick. But if I believed in Tua, I would take that pick and I would trade back because there's so many quarterback needy teams and just take all the picks that I can get for it. Have to see if the defense looked like Con TV. TD. Damn. Start your own league. Defensive line coach Mark got a floor. Well, here's the thing. I said back after when COVID first started, I said, man, I'm not cutting my hair until we get this thing under control. So this is my COVID hair. And what's happened is I was working in the workshop, and when it gets dry, I understand what women are talking about. When they get in the humidity and stuff, the hair just goes crazy. That's what happens. So it's like I got to wet it, and look how long it is. It's literal. Look at that. That shit, it's crazy. So forget. I tell you what, damn. There. You happy now? I got a hat on. I hate wearing a hat. Okay. Trade Skip Bayless for a COVID man. I think you're getting cheated on that one. Don't cut my hair as they sign Dak. George Edwards, Sean Lee, linebacker coach. Lola, welcome, Lola. We have to deal with the hair. Afro mark. Oh, I can, man, I got a serious afro here. I got the J5 right now. Wow, man. Smoke Dog, don't sugarcoat it. Tell us how you really feel. I got Eagles taking Sertan or Mika Patterson. What do I think? Could be. Joe Bufromark, Michael Gallup for J.J. Watt. J.J. stays too injured. Sorry, not doing that. I'm not getting rid of Michael Gallup. I'm not. I'm not getting rid of Michael Gallup. His time was up week 2. Women's hair are beautiful. Snoop Dogg for defensive coordinator just play. Snoop actually does a lot with football. I mean, that's I'm not saying he should be a defensive coordinator, but he's got his little leagues and stuff. And usually he would have like a game. Howard Floyd, Cowboys linebacker should be knocking brothers out. Amen on that, Howard Floyd. Damn, I agree with you on that one. And thank you for that super chat, Howard. I agree. I mean, and that's the thing. You got to have defense. Half of defense is actually scaring the hell out of people. No joke. If you've got a lights out safety that when somebody comes in their backyard, that they know I got to be careful because this guy might take my head off. And I'm not saying that you should take a head off, but you get the snot knocked out of you. Do you think anybody feared anybody in our defense in that secondary and the linebackers? You want to get people over there thinking about, am I going to be able to get up after this play? We don't get that with our defense. We don't. You think of guys, and this will date a lot of you guys, but the way Dick Buck is played, or Mike Singletary, Cowboys abroad. What else? What's up, man? If you guys remember back to Mike Singletary with the eyes, and when he came in there, you were literally shitting your pants. If you were a running back or a quarterback and you see this guy and you've seen some of these hits, or you think of a Lawrence Taylor, that in your mind, you're thinking about that. And if you're thinking about getting your head taken off, you're a little less effective with the football. John, thank you very much for that super chat. John McGrow. Donovan Wilson is a good ass boxer. Yes. Wilson played. He played the best of any of our safeties this year. Thompson was the only one heading. You haven't been watching Mark Holmes so long. He posts while he works all the time. Welcome and join up. Members perks. James Cooper. I agree. Jalen Smith should be knocking people out. But see, the thing with I don't mean to keep ragging on Jalen Smith. Jalen Smith being a man of the year candidate for the Cowboys. He's doing a lot of good in the community and stuff. His story is incredible when you think of how devastating an injury was for him. But you got too much celebrating going on when we got nothing to celebrate. Carlos, I'm going to say the funny thing is we're hearing how upset Deshaun Watson is. Deshaun Watson may be a little bit miffed and say, hey, man, I should be part of this. But I think it's getting blown bigger than what it may actually be. I know he had the one tweet where he was kind of like, same old Texans. But at the end of the day, how many of us really are happy with the company that we work for? Are you happy with your boss and your company and everything they do? But you are getting $39 million a year. And if you think that just because you say, well, trade me, that they're going to trade you and not have something that's going to be better to come back at, although that is the Texans. But that was the old I just don't see it. Trade down and draft Zaven Collins. Jimmy Cook. Do I think we will cut any of our defensive players? Um, I think I don't think we're going to need to cut. Okay, here's the thing for the Dallas Cowboys defense. Okay, locked up D-Law. You can't do anything with D-Law. What's up, big Wizzy with all the big spices? D-Law, you're one. He's played the best on our defense last year. His contract is not really tradable, and you're not going to get rid of him, so he's good. You think about Gallimore, young guy. He's locked up for the next 3 years. You think about Tristan Hill. Hopefully he comes back. He plays well. Alden Smith, you look at and say, let's try and sign him. You look at Randy Gregory. Randy Gregory has 1 more year left, but you might want to say, let's go ahead and let's strike while the iron is hot. Let's see if we can get him. Linebacker wise, you don't have to do anything with Van Der Esch till really the end of next year. And you've got questions about his health, so you're not going to cut him. Jalen Smith, you've got Jerry Jones talking about him being a cornerstone, and you're appeasing him by firing the coach. So I don't think you do anything with him. Now, when you think about something like Tyrone Crawford, whose contract, his $50-some million contract, it's up now. He's going to be a free agent come March. I don't think that they're going to re-sign him. Troy Daniels. Thank you very much for that super chat. Okay. But then you've got your secondary that are pretty much all free agents. So when you think of Awuzie, Jordan Lewis, Xavier Woods, those guys are all free agents. And I think Xavier Woods, you don't re-sign. I just don't think Xavier Woods is getting re-signed. And I think probably Awuzie or Jordan Lewis gets re-signed, maybe both of them. So, I don't think they're going to cut people more so than not do them. Lee was a cornerstone when he was 90%. The only legitimate place Watson would go would be to the Jets, and the Texans can snap their draft picks. Well, true. That would be a place. Who do you want for defensive coordinator, sir? You know what, Mike? I hadn't even thought about it. George Edwards would not be a bad choice. I think Wade is too old. D-Law, Gregory, Diggs, and Wilson will be and are legit, but everyone else says Woods should be gone. You want Richard back. Richard, I don't think Chris Richard would come back. I don't think he'd want to come back. Oh, hell no. I don't want a Ryan. Don't want no more. We had a Ryan stank up in here. I don't want no more Ryan. Rex or Rob. Why do you trade draft capital for Watson when you can? Thank you, Angel. Angel. Wade Phillips is in his 70s. Jalen Smith is a Dallas Cowboys cheerleader in pads. Jay, I hadn't thought of it that way, but Big Wizzy, he's already defensive coordinator of the Colts. Why would you leave a playoff team to come to Dallas for a lateral move? Who's available? Possible defensive coordinator? Well, anybody's available at the right price. We need a beast linebacker in the middle. Amen on that one. I miss him, haha. Beware of D-ware defense. We should have gotten rid of Jones either. Greg Williams or Dan Quinn. Wade is still a good defensive mind. Jerry better take his time with the next hires. Yeah, I don't know that you can take too much time here, because here's the thing. You need to figure out what kind. Okay, you need to hire a complete staff. I think, and let me check here and see if anybody else has been fired at the moment here. You need to. Okay, this is from Jane Slater. The Dallas Cowboys announced today that defensive coordinator Mike Nolan and defensive line coach Jim Tomsula will not be returning to the team as for the 2021 season. I'm appreciative of my relationship with both Mike and Jim, and am grateful the contributions of both of them made to our team under difficult circumstances in 2020, said McCarthy. These are never easy decisions to make, and we wish them and their families the very best in the future. Okay. McCarthy next? No, Mike McCarthy's not going to. Fix the line. Wade Phillips. No cap on coaching staff. Dallas needs the best. No excuses. Go get Jim Harbaugh. Jim Harbaugh's not going to come in to be a defensive coordinator. Sorry. He's going to be a head coach. Anyone is better than being last. San Francisco's D coordinator is good. Zeke fan, how's it going, man? Yeah, it sucks, but I made peace with Richard not coming back. I just wish we had locked him in. I wish we had too. I think he didn't really get it. Honestly, for me, everybody put all the blame on him on defense last year, but see, I don't think he really, it wasn't his defense. He was running what Rod Martinelli wanted him to run. I think Chris Richard would have been a much more aggressive defensive coach and defense if it had not been for Rod Martinelli. Rod Martinelli, like me, is an old guy, and you get scared. You don't want to take chances. Richard had great chemistry with the D. Unrelated, Buddy Ryan and Kellen Gilbride. I remember that triple OG. That was crazy. Buddy Ryan was always ready to fight anybody and everybody. You can do it, Mark. Go whip the boys in shape. They wouldn't listen to me. Bring Martinelli back for the D-line coach. He's not coming back here. So when do they hire somebody? I think they're going to need to finish firing everybody first, and I don't think that they're finished yet. Stello 300 Cowboys. That should be a beer. I'm drinking my Stello 300. Thoughts on the Giants next season? Carlos, thoughts on the Giants? I hate them. How about that? It'll be interesting to see when Barkley gets back if he can stay healthy. It'll be interesting to see if they stick with Danny Dimes. Malik Willis from Liberty. Don't know anything about him. Dan Quinn is a candidate. Okay, I hadn't heard that, but if you say so, I'm not going to disagree with you because this is a fluid situation. To me, I think had the Cowboys won the last game of the season, I think Mike Nolan would have been brought back. But because they lost that, they looked at it and said, nah, it improved. But I can't see him letting him fire Leon Lett. I agree with you on that. Thoughts on Cospizzle being your best friend? Who said that one? Are you crazy or just plain stupid? First time able to catch you live. Love your content. Well, Candy Main. Hey, 9 o'clock tonight. We definitely got plenty to talk about. Law Nation fan. I'm self-employed. My boss is an asshole, but he's me. Stello 300. What I should do is come up with a Jobu rum and call it Stello 300 for the Cowboy, because Lord knows the Cowboys make you drink. But don't worry, Law Nation fan. I'm not gonna fire myself. Okay, I'm not gonna fire myself. Okay, we good. Making sense. What's up? Have you ever write yourself up? No, that's too much work. I'm too lazy to write myself up. I yell at myself all the time. Get to work, Mark, you dumbass. Ah, damn. Why did you do that, man? You spilled all the paint. That happens. I yell at myself a lot. Jordan Davis is going back to school. I didn't know you're your own boss. Yeah, man. I've been working for myself since 1994. Yeah, crazy. That's why I'm broke. No, I'm making sense. You are making complete sense. I don't think they're finished either. I think there will be others that will be going on the hit parade. Glad Nolan is gone. Mark, the Corners are going TI Kansas City. Okay. Yeah, you're right. Everybody on our defense goes to Kansas City. Who's next to get the axe? It's probably the defensive back coach, I would imagine. Who's coming? Wade Phillips. I'm started working for myself this year. Yeah, Big Wizzy, man, you got the spices, man. Asmodeus? of the number of draft picks we have, how many should be spent on defense? We have 10 picks. I would like to see 8 of them spent on the defense. But that's me. I think as much as Tony, Dallas Cowboy for life. Do I think we drafted safeties? Oh my God. You know what's crazy about the Cowboys? Do you realize that Roy Williams was drafted in the first round, I think, in 2001? Since that time, we have drafted 3 other safeties, all in the 6th round. Let me say it again. In the last 20 years, we've drafted 1 safety in the first round and 3 others in the 6th round. And somehow we wonder, well, what's wrong with our safeties? You're not finding too many great safeties in 6th round. 2nd round, you can. Hearing Dak is ahead of schedule, we just need to get the yeah. Last time Dallas was good, we had shutdown corner and best defensive line. Yeah. Well, we had my man DMV, Dallas Cowboys, will be up here with us tonight. And DMV had a great saying that I absolutely positively love. He said, when you control the middle, you control the field. And that's the truth. Hold on, I need to plug in my charger here. Hopefully I'm not showing any crack or anything. Okay. Don't want my phone to die on you guys. Got to plug in the charger. There we go. All right, because we were down to 15%. Dallas needs to Patrick Surtain from Alabama. He's good. I don't think he'll still be there when we get there, but then again, I could be wrong. It was just a question me and my coworkers had last week. Big Man Gaming, what's up? What do you think about Chris Richard coming back to the D? I don't see that happening. If I'm Chris Richard, I'm saying, okay. Yeah, I'm sorry. I just don't see Chris Richard saying I want to come back. Alan Wiggins, a big fan. Man, thank you, Alan. I appreciate that, man. Shout out to Alan, who's a big fan. So now I found out you're the one. I tell you what, I love the communication. Being able to talk to all you guys in the middle of the day. For me, this is great. I mean, I couldn't imagine, being somebody like Mike Fisher and doing this for a job. Oh my God, that's the dream. Zeke fan, you're funny. Cows, no, they didn't. They didn't. But I wouldn't mind being a motivational speaker for them. I would not. I'd love to go in the locker room and go ahead and do that speech. Just trying to motivate. I could be a motivator. We could put Joe. Listen, we could put Joe Boo in one of the lockers. EDP 45 known. Cowboys are going to be trash again. EDP. Oh, I appreciate. It's nothing. 445. What's kind of funny? There's nothing like somebody coming in and paying you to trash your team. Shout out to you, man. That's love. So Mike Fisher is live now. Okay. Well, I beat him to the punch by 53 minutes at least. Every time we draft a quality cornerback, we don't keep them. You're right about that. Let's see. Let's see if we can find what Mike Fisher is talking about. Oh, Mike Fisher doing damage. Let's see. Hang on, let me turn it up and see. EDP 45 has problems. Yeah, his team.
Really grind of being the defensive coordinator under a head coach who he doesn't know.
Okay.
Make sure we don't have oil and water here.
Dean.
How am I doing? Fantastic.
Dean Flores. Marvin Lewis. I don't know that Marvin, but then again, he might. I mean, he did coach in Baltimore. He did coach several places. Hold on. Okay. Trade policy. Stop with oh my God. Y'all, can we just stop? Can we just stop with trade everybody? How many times have you seen a team trade a good player and it works out for them? Let's look at the Raiders, for example. You think the Raiders are better for trading Khalil Mack? You think the Raiders are better for trading Amari Cooper for us? Because here's what happened for the Raiders. They traded Amari Cooper to us, right? They're still looking for a number one wide receiver. And with the pick that they got from us, they got Jonathan Abraham. Abraham can't stay on the field, and he's a liability in coverage. So I keep, oh, let's trade. No, stop. When you get something that works, don't get rid of it. Tony, Dallas Cowboy for life. I'm going to turn my Fisher down. Yeah, he did get hosed here. Chris Richard did get hosed here. He got blamed for everything and everything else, and I think it was wrong. I thought Chris Richard did not forget how to. Chris Richard did not forget how to coach in 1 year. This is where you got to start looking at it and saying, Stello's 300. Appreciate that super chat too. You got to look at this and say, is it the coaches or is it some of the players? Because I like the way Chris Richard knew how to put a foot in an ass and actually kind of pat you on the back when you needed to. Dan Quinn is a candidate being discussed for defense coordinator. Okay, I hadn't seen that, but that's definitely a possibility. Let's check the wires here. We can figure that. Hey, listen. Jim Tomsula got fired. Jim Tomsula got fired. He's gone. Let's see. Very interested to see Mike McCarthy goes with his defensive hires. Many of his internal hires were marked by loads of NFL experience. George Edwards is a longtime NFL defensive coordinator already on the staff, or does he look outside the building? Does he perhaps try to go for a younger hire? So that is a good question. So that's what we have right now. We already read the statements. Rob Phillips. I'm appreciative of my relationship. Okay. Yeah, so that's the same stuff we've already seen. I like this. The Dallas Cowboys defensive players have now played to the point that defensive coordinators have been asked not to return in back-to-back years. Who's the coordinator is obviously that matters. It is far from the only thing that does. And that's where I start saying, wait a minute, I get it that maybe Mike Nolan wasn't the right guy, that maybe Chris Richard got all the blame, and that maybe Rod Marnelli had passed his prime. But at some point, you got to start looking at the players. When you have Jerry Jones saying, Jalen Smith is a cornerstone, and people, oh, well, Jalen Smith, he led the team in tackles. Yeah, technically you are. Where do I get those little helmets? Which little helmets are you talking about, Dallas Cowboy for life? Are you talking? Oh, the mini ones? Oh, we got all those. We bought them online, eBay, and also going to autograph signing shows. eBay, if you go on eBay, is actually where you're going to find. You might not find every team from one person and all that. You can buy them new, right, fresh off of Amazon or NFL Shop. But sometimes if you go on eBay, you can find good deals on them. Actually, a lot of these Mike bought when we had the autograph signing a year ago, and he got them for like $15, $19 a piece for them. Gallup is Dak's best man, long yardage downfield. Dennis Allen, Gallup is back. Mark, big fan. Keep it. Appreciate you, AJ Boomer. Appreciate that. Dan Quinn seems like a good option for defensive coordinator. We'll see what happens. Jalen Smith doesn't diagnose any misdirection runs. Right. You're right. He's like wrong way, Jalen. Jeff Kavanaugh says, don't be surprised if Cowboys cut Tyron Smith. If they cut Tyron Smith, definitely what we're going to be doing is drafting a tackle. But the thing with here's the thing, though. If we ended up, see, the problem with doing that is We just restructured his contract over the cap Cowboys. Tyron Smith. So here's the thing with Tyron Smith. His cap number is 14. If you cut him, you'll save $5 million. Okay, you save $5 million, but you got $9 million left in dead money. Now, if you make him a post June 1st cut, then what you're going to get is 3 million dead money and a 10 million savings. But then 2022, you will have another 1.8. Adrian, thank you for the super chat. Okay, there are NFL mini helmets, and they come in all different kinds. And like Cowboys, there's a multitude of them because I have tons of them. Oh shit. See, like that one's got the shield on it and the different face mask on it. I have this is actually these are one of the original ones. These were the old Rydell ones, and these are actually a little bit smaller. I have two of these. For some reason, I took the cage that I don't have on this one. I don't know why. It was lost or didn't come with it or something. But they're just mini helmets. And you can get, and then of course you have the ultra small helmets like these. You can buy a set of these like for like $24. And these are like, little, well, thumb size. And I buy those because I like to put them on the cockroaches. Nolan was jobless for 6 years before he became a D coordinator. We better not get rid of Tyron. That would be a dumb move. Jalen had an awesome season after injury. You just don't forget how to play over the offseason. Well, that's the thing, and here's the problem. We're gonna find out. We're gonna find out if it was defensive coordinator, if it was just Jalen Smith. But I need Jalen Smith to go ahead and focus more on. Forget about the accolades. Forget about the swipe and the celebration. Right now, let us celebrate for you. When you make a great tackle, believe me, we'll all be doing the slight for you, okay? Don't cut Tyron Smith where we got it. We'll take a look at Fudge from Washington. Trent Williams. They couldn't work out a deal with Trent Williams or anything else. A lot of people thought, Trent Williams is kind of done. Pro Bowler. Trent Williams was the bomb.com. Washington wish they still had him. I have it out of the box pick for defense. Derek Mason Vanderbilt, former head coach and defensive genius when he was at Stafford. Okay. Lee as defensive coach, I'd like to see Sean Lee. I think he's got a wealth of knowledge and ability that would be great to pass on to the other. Nick the Nick. What's up, Nick? Nick, what's up? How is it, man? Tomsula gone too. Richard Noggin. Are you who I think you're? Are you Kevin Milton? Richard, are you Kevin Milton? You're Kevin Milton, aren't you? No Sean Lee at linebacker coach. Sean Lee, I mean, seriously, Sean Lee knows football. The thing about Sean Lee is, unfortunately, is his body just, he's just had bad luck with injuries. Yeah, but what if you finish roofing job for someone else in a year, will you get? But what if you finish a roofing job for someone else in a year, will you get? I mean, depending on the roof, most roofing jobs, it's going to be, depending on how big a roof it is, but for a small house, about $5,000 is what you charge for doing a roof, to a really big house and way up there, it could be $20,000. If Callan's not ready, let him go. Do we have any mods in the chat? I thought we had a few. I'm just saying defensive line coach Tomsula got fired too. Yes. Yeah, Tomsula, yeah, he's out of here. Tomsula is out along with Mike Nolan, and I think that there'll probably be some more. Um, Mike Bashar, I'm not. I'm not ready for Sean Lee to be defensive coordinator. I mean, that's a little soon to have no coaching experience. You're the defensive coordinator. Having knowledge and experience of playing versus actually being able to teach that on and come up. No, I'm not ready for that yet. What I think, do I think the deal gets done? I hope the deal gets done. I hope it does. I hope it gets done sooner than later. I would like to see it done before the Super Bowl so we can focus on other things. The sportsman, I don't think it's a rebuilding mode. I think you've got too much talent that's there. If Tyron Smith comes back healthy, if he's actually healthy and we don't cut him like um, what's his name just said, Jeff Kavanaugh. If Lyle Collins comes back healthy, you got to look at it and say, I'm only going to have, Tyron Smith for a year or two at most, and we're going to have to redo that. You look at the offensive line, it's still really good. You look at the wide receiver core that you have and the quarterback. You look at that offense being an offense that can score you 30 points a game. If I can fix my defense, it's not a rebuild. There's no, when you say rebuild, that means, let's get a new quarterback. Let's, start over with the new defensive line. Let's get new coach. No, you're not at a rebuild point. If you're the Jets, you're at rebuild. You've been rebuilding for a couple of years. No, don't franchise tag Dak. Bite the bullet and pay him. Charles Haley for defensive coordinator. Charles, no, Charles. Charles is my boy, JMU and all that, but I don't think Charles is ready to be defensive coordinator. Sorry, don't think that. All righty, let's see. Just checking the waiver wires here. I mean, see if there's anything else that's happened. Because the Dallas Cowboys, when news breaks, it breaks all over the place. Dion for defensive coordinator. Big country. Thank you very much for that super chat. Is this draft deep? The problem with this draft is there's going to be a lot of unknowns. Because the college season, there's so many players that didn't play this year. They may be in great shape. We may have a problem with the combine going off when it's supposed to. And you're going to be drafting with a lot more uncertainty. You're really going to have to rely on what may have happened the year before with some of these players. So, is it deep? Could be. But do you know which ones are the guys to get? Jeremy, I'm going to actually be running too because I'm going to be getting ready to. I got my live stream in 3 hours, so we'll be back tonight as well. Yo, Mark, you make Cowboys great again. I wish I could make them great again. Hey, you got to be fine. It was like finally. It finally happened. Sweet Jones, appreciate that. Thanks for that sweet comment. All right, so tonight, 9 o'clock Eastern, tune back in. We'll have the latest on all the news about the Cowboys letting go of Tomsula as well as Mike Nolan. If there's any other people that get chopped, we'll let you know. We'll also have my man DMV Dallas Cowboys in here. He will be talking about some of the other prospects that are possible for the Dallas Cowboys. That's Dougie Fresh. Da 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 da. Snacks is too old. Do 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 do. I need some younger people. Okay, Q in the house. What's up, Q? I want Romo to be the coach. Oh. Why would Romo leave $10-12 million a year where he's off right now? He can be out golfing and not listen to Cowboy fans that hate him. Come on, man. Come on. Let's be real. All right. I appreciate everybody and everybody who did a super chat in here. Shout out to you. We'll be doing a drawing tonight. I'm working on some more racks and stuff in here in the shop. So we'll be giving away one of those tonight. Like I said, we'll have DMV, Dallas Cowboys. We'll be starting to, we'll get some prospects, guys that might be a possibility for the Dallas Cowboys to hire. So we'll be bringing you plenty of news later on. Right now, I'm gonna leave the YouTube to some others. I don't want to hog it all. Check out my man Law Nation. I know he's live right now, like 95, and show him some love. Tell him, say, hey, Mark just got off here. He sent me over. Tell Law, Mark sent me over here. All right. I'll see you tonight, 9 o'clock. Peace.